Yo, what's up guys, Tanky here, and today we're going to be taking on the new Mythril challenge, the new Crisis Dungeon, and it's a very hard one. It's definitely a new power creep for sure. Definitely going to be testing out where you guys are with your power levels, your weapons, what OBs are they at, and all of that matters when it comes to this dungeon for sure. Now what do I mean by that? I'm about to show you guys. So let's get into our party setup real quick. Alright, so Cloud is bringing his lightning setup. So we got the Murasame Garp, and Ramu. He's bringing Hard Edge. Now to me, this weapon was the MVP of this whole dungeon run, because at OB6, after only one hit of the ability, you reduce the physical defense of the enemy by a high potential for a long time too, for 22 seconds. That's a decent amount of time, decent amount of attacks that you can do to take advantage of it. The most of the enemies in this dungeon are weak to wind, so you want to bring wind weapons or arrow blow or arrow materials. Also, their sigils are almost identical throughout the board, circle and triangle, so make sure you bring those. For my sub weapons, it's just maxing out physical attack and having as much HP as I can. But yeah, so next up is gonna be Aerith. Aerith is bringing her usual fairy tale and the sun umbrella. Her outfit is going to be the guarded outfit, but for her, any outfit that you have is fine. It's not that noticeable really. But anyway, she's bringing Shiva for more damage. For her materia, she's bringing triangle, circle, and Aurora. Now you might ask me why do I want to bring Night Bloom? Because we already have the armor break at a high potency, right? In order to take full advantage of the summons, right, and getting the most amount of damage that you can from them, since they account for both the physical attack and magic attack stats of those characters they're assigned to, you want to lower the enemy's magic attack as well. So you want to do one of these, and then two of these, and then yeah, that's how to optimize your summons. For her sub weapons is mostly HP and survivability. The edge wing here is to boost up her magic attack a little bit. It's still very low, but every low bit counts, because almost every single fight in this dungeon is gonna be a damage race / damage check. Alright, for Tifa, she's bringing her Amaranth outfit, HP and physical abilities. If you have other outfits, feel free to use them. It doesn't do too much for me, right? Her HP is still at not even 7k yet. For her weapons, we're bringing Sonic Spiral. For the wind, Omni Strike, because we want to take down enemies' physical attack as much as possible, or as often as possible too as well. We're bringing Triangle and Circle, of course, and right here you see a magical wind materia, and you might ask me why I'm bringing that. The reason is the first boss that we're gonna tackle, the Mad Anger, he has a weird not weird, but a very, very annoying mechanic that you'll see in the footage. So that's why I have that and this. One is magic, one is physical, just covering that broad frame. Right here we have Ifrit, because this is specifically for the anger as well, because he's weak to fire and he's one of the most annoying boss fights you're gonna have in this dungeon, and he's the first one. So, you know, make sure you bring this. For her sub weapons, it's just physical attack, overall stats, and HP. And she's at 3k. Her HP, you know, I wish it was higher, but I would be sacrificing her physical attack. We're at max too when it comes to our abilities at level 7, and damage is super important, guys. I cannot emphasize that enough. As you can see here, I've used all of my tickets. It took me exactly that amount for me to be able to beat this dungeon. But yeah, guys, anyway, let's get right into the actual run. Alright guys, so I'm coming to you as a voiceover because this is not my first, my second, or even my third attempt at this dungeon. This is actually my 11th take. This dungeon is just very difficult, and it took me that many tries to actually learn the strategies and how to beat every single one of the bosses, including Rude at the end. These ads are pretty weak. They're weak to lightning and wind, so that's pretty much what we have anyway, right? Look at that, they die so fast. But don't be fooled. The bosses are nothing like these ads, because usually in these crisis dungeons, right, the first or maybe even the second boss that you go through, they are easy to manageable. But these guys, if you don't keep up with them, they are gonna kill you. So the first guy we're gonna take on is the Mad Anger. The strategy that I went with is, as soon as the fight starts, do as much damage as you can. He's gonna do his assessment, and right after the assessment, we're gonna have like a 2-second window to do a little bit more damage, because he's gonna cast his wind barrier, and this just means that whatever we do to him, right, because we're built mostly wind and physical attack, will not do that much damage. So right here, we're just gonna brute force ourselves into, you know, doing as much damage as we can to him, because this fight is a DPS check. Every assessment that he does throughout the fight, if you don't get his HP down to a certain threshold, he will keep buffing himself eventually to the point where there's no way of beating him. So I know you guys can see that our damage are grayed out, right? Which means that he's resisting everything that we throw at him. It does not matter. Keep throwing it at him. Every single damage counts. Heal when you need to, but focus on the damage. Right there, he buffed himself, right? Which means that I didn't hit the threshold that I was supposed to. So, you know, it's not the end of the world, right? We can still come back, just as long as he doesn't buff himself again. But right here, he's actually resisted to physical attack and lightning. This means that the aurora that Tifa and Aerith brought with them will be coming into play here. Cloud will just be doing his damage as little or as much as he can, right? And we're gonna save our summons for a particular part of the fight. But meanwhile, just keep doing damage. But we're gonna use our summons right after this assessment, because after each assessment his barriers are gone. That means that if he's weak to any of these elements, it's gonna do a lot of damage, and lucky for us he's weak to fire, so Hellfire is gonna do big damage. And this is not even like the new Sephiroth or Cloud with the new outfits, right? Imagine if I had put that on Cloud instead. But fire, he's the only person in this whole dungeon that is weak to fire, and I didn't think that was worth it. Alright, just like that, he's down. So the takeaway here, guys, is to keep doing as much damage as you can at every chance that you get. Do not be a victim of his thresholds and him buffing himself. Alright, so right here we're going to take the wind potency and reducing our healing potency by 50%. It might seem like a lot, but it's alright, we need that damage. And there's going to be plenty of items to heal us between battles anyway, so it doesn't really matter. So this is possibly the easiest fight throughout this whole dungeon, the zoo. Take out the ads first, and right after you do, debuff him with Omni Strike from Tifa and Armor Break with Cloud. And then we're just gonna do our DPSing. His Whirlwind move is a physical attack move that does a decent amount of damage. That's why reducing his physical attack is a smart thing to do. And of course, don't forget to go into defense, right? Gonna heal up. And right here, he's gonna go into his sigil phase. At the beginning of it, we want to do Omni Strike with Tifa. That way, while we're focusing on breaking his sigils, he doesn't hit us too hard. Because I said that this fight is the easiest fight out of this whole dungeon, it doesn't mean that this guy is a pushover in any way. If you let him do whatever he wants to you, he will kill you. But after the sigil, you do more debuffs, and then you keep doing some wind damage, and then the man's dead. Alright, so right here we're gonna take the 100% poison resist, and it is 100% for just for the next fight, just for the dragon. Also, we want to use some items as well. Right here we're gonna use a tent, and then we're gonna use one arrow cocktail on Tifa and ether on every single person, because at the beginning of the fight with the dragon, there's a specific order of things I want to do to make the fight a guaranteed win. And if those guys, and if our party doesn't have their ATB bars ready, it means that we cannot do our orders of operation, and we don't want that. Alright, so I'm going to walk you guys through what I'm going to do. We're going to Night Bloom with Aerith. We're going to Armor Break him. And we're going to Night Bloom him again. This second Night Bloom is very important, because this will give us the best result or the biggest amount of damage that we can do with our summons. Unfortunately, I don't have a way to reduce his magic attack to 3 tiers, like, you know, his physical attack, but this is more than enough. I've tried this fight with only 1 Night Bloom and you know, 3 tiers of armor break. It was not enough to kill him. It's very important, at least for me and my party, to have all of these debuffs on him. At this point, we're going to make use of all those debuffs and just DPS. And heal, of course. And once again, at the start of the sigil phase, use Omni Strike, so that way when we're focusing on the sigils, he's not, you know, killing us, because we don't want that. So this point right here is very crucial, because from this moment right here when he's interrupted to his next phase where he's aggravated and he does this move called Dragon Dive, you want to kill him before he does that move. So we're pretty much at a time crunch right now, and there's no worrying about healing anymore right here. You just want to DPS with everybody, including Aerith, because if this move goes off, it will kill at least 1 person, and to me just now it seems like the victim would have been Aerith. And we all know how these these crisis dungeon works, right? If we lose 1 party member, then we're pretty much dead. It's a reset. Alright, so right there we're gonna take more physical attack, because we need the damage for root at the end. Alright, so right here we're gonna encounter our last set of ads, the 2 zoos, the fire and the icebergs. We're gonna use this moment right here to build up our summon gauge. And they don't hit very hard at all, so no need to worry. Heal if you need to, but try to do as much DPSing as you can. That way, you know, you're building towards your summon gauge even faster. Alright, so this next boss right here is going to be the Prototype Buster. I forgot his name, something like that. We're going to use the other tent that we have, Arrow Cocktail on Tifa again, and that's it. There's no need to use any of the ethers, because he can't be debuffed in any way. So we just gotta fully DPS him. So we're gonna start off with summons to kill off the ads and do as much damage as we can in the very beginning. He's also weak to lightning, so the Masamune, the Morosame will come in handy in this fight. Even though sometimes I accidentally do arrow blow, so It's alright though. Cloud always hits like a truck. That did a decent amount of damage, so we want to heal and then focus on breaking the sigils. So for the circle, we just want to use the circle, right? But after the circles are gone, since we don't have any diamond sigils, we just want to use our wind materials. And just like that, he's pretty much almost dead. We're just gonna focus on DPSing, and he's a goner. Right there, I remembered that he's weak to lightning. After, you know, the whole fight has already finished. Alright, so right here, we are gonna take physical defense plus 50%. I was debating. But after my previous run where I picked wind damage up, yeah, Rude just wiped me. He did not care. He killed 2 of my party members in like the first 10 seconds. And here we are, guys, the very end. And before we get into it, we want to use pretty much the rest of the items that we need to use. So I'm going to use my supplements until I get back to max, pretty much. Here I was debating if I should use the elixir. I ended up, you know, not using it because I didn't need it. I tried using the stimulant, but it can only be used for limits and not summons. Alright, so we want to use the rest of our arrow cocktails on Cloud and Tifa. Use high potions on everybody just to get them to max. We want to be as healthy as possible going into this fight. Right here, I was just like, you know, taking deep breaths and just mentally preparing myself because he whooped my ass so many times. I'm not sure how long I did this for, but come on, man, go. Look at me, I'm taking I'm taking baby steps. That's how scared he made me, bro. But that's him. That's Rude, the main man. So in this fight, you do not want to attack the ads at all, because right here, when he does his first move, he's going to do a thing where you can only attack him anyway. So we just want to debuff him, right? Take down his physical attack, take down his defenses, and do as much damage as we can to take down the shockwave bar. As soon as my summons was ready, I just let them loose. It didn't take down the bar as much as I wanted to, but it's all right. So right here, we're just gonna spam wind damage and get that bar down, because right after that, he's gonna be stunned. And this is the moment to do as much damage as you can. Take control of everyone as soon as their ATBs are ready. Just use it. Every single moment in this fight is crucial, let me tell you. So sweet dreams, he's gonna put somebody to sleep, and in this case it's Tifa. and we're in a time crunch sigil phase, it's not so bad. It's not as fast as Sephiroth's time crunch, so. But right here, he's interrupted, right? So, damage, baby, damage, damage, damage. I think this haymaker is gonna kill somebody. Yep, this haymaker will kill the party member that he chooses, right? So before that person dies, you want to use all of their ATBs. If they have a summon, use it. Get as much damage out of that character as much as you can before they're not there anymore, because this is a guaranteed kill. And just like that, Cloud is dead, but look at his HP. He's, you know, almost dead. So right here, no more worrying about anything, just attack, and there you go. That's Root dead, and that's the Mythril Mines conquered. This fight was so hard, guys. Like, I did not expect it to be this difficult, and I don't know. It was fun, right? Figuring it out, but it was also very frustrating because like nobody knew that this is how power creep was supposed to be or what's gonna be. So, but yeah, anyway guys, if you guys have any questions on how to go through this dungeon or any kind of advice that you want from me, I will, you know, I'm here, so just ask away in the comments. But yeah, man, after 3 hours of that, I need to go to sleep. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Have a good day, have a good night, and I'll see you guys next time.